everyone. So I am Beatrice Go and welcome to Rappler Sports Timeout, where we'll be interviewing athletes about what they do beyond their sport. So our first guest is former Ateneo Blue Eagle Isaac Go, who apparently continues to still be a student athlete even after graduating a three-peat UAP champion. So let's find out what Isaac is up to right now while being full-time on the national team.
So hi, Shotty. You are like my Shotty because you are a go also, but then we're not siblings. So welcome to Time Out. You're our first guest for this online interview because Skype. We're on lockdown, it's quarantine and everything. So, yun nga, like we just wanted to catch up with you also. So, how's everything? What have you been doing for the last week?
Been good. We kind of fixed some stuff here at the house which we've been putting off. I got to have my video game fix, catching up on Netflix, and just having getting the chance to spend time with my family.
Grabe, sobrang productive naman. Like you got your video game console fix, as in console
Ah,
mismo?
di naman. It's more of yun na I don't get a lot of time. Di ba, last 6 years, I wouldn't have a lot of time to play. So now, hanggang sawa ako naglalaro.
So, pero like, do you have class right now? Like, since I mean, like, I get it, it's suspended, pero like other students, they all have online classes, yung mga nasa med, sa law school. So, do you also have to catch up since you are actually taking a master's in sustainability management, right?
Yes. But I think right now I'm doing more catching up because I missed classes because of the Dubai tournament with Mighty and Gilas. So that's what more I'm trying to catch up now, rather than trying to catch up because of the class suspensions.
So it's totally suspended, like not even an online class is being held right now?
We actually had a trial run, I think, 2 weeks ago. But then the following week, Father Jet released a statement saying that classes, online classes will be suspended until further notice. But optional learning, additional learning is still available. So we still have constant communication with the professor about optional readings, about what the lesson plan was supposed to go, and how it was going to be like.
So how did that work? No, like you had to be away for maybe around 2 weeks in Dubai.
Yeah, 2 weeks in Dubai, then a week, 3 weeks, I think, for Gilas. I talked to my professor, told him about the situation, and that I understood that it was both. I wouldn't be able to do both because of the time constraints, and that if he wouldn't let me, or if he felt that I wouldn't be able to catch up, then I would just focus on basketball this first semester, the second semester, and then eventually enroll in the class again. But he said he felt that given my track record, that I will be able to catch up, and with this help also, that it makes it much easier for me to habol, and that I have good group mates and classmates that helped me catch up and taught me what I missed. So nakahabol naman. So kaya
G-
naman.
Grabe, good track record. Baka napanood niyo yung video mo dati, yung Study Tips by Isaac Go.
Di naman siguro.
So basically, you're still enrolled in the class until now. And when does your semester end?
I think it was supposed to end around April, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I think Father Jet's doing a lot of thinking about what should happen with this semester. So I'm excited. I wonder what Father Jet's really gonna do for the upcoming to finish the semester.
Yeah. So, do you have time right now na since that you're on break? So, do you have time to like focus on like some basketball like strengthening, conditioning? Kasi marami athletes right now they're just doing one-on-one exercises. So, are you doing the same?
Yes, I can't. I think because we're on quarantine and community lockdown, that we're not as able to move out. So have to be creative with my exercises at home. We don't own weights. We don't have a gym set up here at home. So I'm just trying to be creative.
Ooh, creative. Like share naman some tips or what you've thought of recently. Because meron ako nakikita na they're just lifting like their siblings, ganun, yung mga boxers natin, MMA
Um,
fighters.
Yeah, so I've been using rice, water, luggages, just trying to find whatever you can use to as weights at home, canned goods. It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
Canned goods.
Oh,
Wait, what do you do with
some
canned goods? Like, gets ko pa yung luggages, like you lift them, diba? The water, yung sack of rice and yung
yeah.
parang jugs of water. Pero what about canned goods? For what yung
Well,
canned goods?
lalagay mo yung canned goods sa loob ng maleta. So sila yung weights. Because
Ah.
they're generally small and quite heavy.
Mhm.
For some, like the fruit cocktail, the big one. So there are some that just why it's hard to find heavy na tapos it's small. So that's what I came up with.
Oh my God, fruit cocktail. I never thought of that. Like, tapos nasa isip ko pa yung mga canned goods, like, tuna. You know, the small ones, the sardinas, yung tuna. That's why I was like, ano nagagawa mo doon?
Pwede mag-practice ng juggling. Baka after this all proof nakaka-juggle na ako.
My gosh. Pero parang you don't get to play with the ball. So more of like strengthening lang, no?
So hanggang dribbling lang. We don't have a court where we live. So I'm just pounding the air out of the ball here in the garage or inside the house. So yan lang talaga yung basketball related na workout.
Baka next time pwede ka na mag-shift sa volleyball, di ba? Yung sa, yung
Wall,
sa wall.
yung wall, pwede rin, pwede.
Maturo ka kay Shove.
Pwede rin.
Yeah. So yun, like, actually, like, I'm so interested now, what made you wanna take sustainability management naman? Going back to your, juggling your student-athlete life. Again. Pero never ending eh.
Oo nga eh, undergrad ko, 4.5, tapos masters. This really coming out of college, I still had one more year of eligibility. I was finished with my undergrad, so we were looking at possible masters to so that I can play my final year out. We had both MBA, which is something that I think everybody strives for eventually. A lot of people want, and there was sustainability management, which I knew that were well right now. Diba, the world is um, in a place now where we're destroying the earth. We're now, but and people now are more conscious with what their waste is, what are things made of, how are things are made of. So I felt that this was a course or a master's that eventually could help me advance in my career, both with personal growth and with help of to help the environment.
Oh, and then your undergrad was management with applied chemistry also. So it's some management and science again. It's so para when you went to your grad school, it's like the same thing. So is there something about like the marriage between management and science that's drawing you to your future career?
I think so because as growing up, I always liked the math and sciences. I always had the interest and inclination and favor to those subjects. Then eventually, I want to run my own business. I want to be a business owner. And that maybe that's the best way for me to merge the two things that I see myself doing. So, diba, they always say that it's always good to mix what you love to do and what you want to do and what you need to do in the future. So, it's something that I think just so happened good marriage between them and something that I'm really interested about. So, sana I can do something with it in the future.
Yeah, like what do you have in mind naman na right? I mean, like I'm sure like it's still far away because you said nga na it's gonna take a while for you to finish your graduate studies. Tapos you have 2023 FIBA World Cup pa. Yun.
Yeah. Nothing pa naman. So now I have time to think. I have 1 month na. I'm just at home thinking, oh, what can I do?
Oh, another thing that you could do under lockdown, reflect. Yeah. So yun, parang like for example your mighty sports tournament, that's actually one of your first like after post UAP tournaments, right?
Yeah.
So like moving forward for this year, like do you have anything else planned out?
I'm full time with Gilas, so we had trainings abroad planned, pocket tournaments. But I think it's all gonna change now, depending on how this situation develops within the next couple of months. So right now I have all the plans. I think Coach Tab, Coach Boss MVP Sir Al have talked to us about are kind of up in the air. So I can't say anything for sure right now.
So, how's being full-time Gilas naman? Like, kasi yun nga, like, it's a resurgence of, Gilas 1.0,
Yep.
right? The,
Hmm.
ano, like, this setup. Like, parang curious lang, like, what's it like like, how many times do you train with Gilas in a week? Or, like, when do you go, and then you were also drafted sa PBA team, so do you have to go to the PBA team or what?
Um, Regarding training, we before this all happened, I think we trained 6 times a week. We would have weights in the morning with Coach Dex or Coach Andre, and then we would have skills from 1 to 3. Uh, and I mean, it's a good. I think one thing we miss is the games. Of course, we always want to play. We always want to tara, laro na. But uh, as Coach Tab says, this is a part. This is a time for us to be selfish in terms of our growth as basketball players. Now that all you have to do is focus on yourself, get better, get faster, get stronger. So that's what Didas is trying to do now for us individually. While we're 3 years down, we're still looking at 2023, which is 3 years down. That we have time to develop us. And in terms of the PBA, Colombian holds my PBA my rights. So after all this Gilas program, that um, I returned to Colombian because we don't know the time frame between these tournaments, and they don't want us all of a sudden. Let's say we join Gilas, then after the Gilas is done, we have to wait for the PBA draft in December. Let's say the window finishes in February. There's a 8 to 10 month layover, so more continuity. So it's a ongoing partnership with the PBA, trying to develop the Gilas program, national team program, at the same time the PBA as well.
Yeah. And how do you find this setup naman, like hearing from the players that came from Gilas 1.0 versus like the ones who have to once they're drafted, they train with their PBA teams, tapos parang ano na lang, call out na lang pag may national team pool.
I haven't got a chance to talk to a lot of the guys from Gilas One. But from what like I was roommates with Tori Rosario in Indonesia, and they said na I think a big deal is that you're gonna miss games. You're not gonna be playing as much, and that's one thing as a player you look for. And at the same time, there's that game sense. No matter how much you work on yourself, it's a different thing to work on it on practice and translate it to the game. So that is just really their concern. That we're gonna be it's very difficult to replicate in practice game speed, game situations. But at the same time, they say it's also a time for you to be selfish, get stronger. You can't do that in terms of the PBA schedule where you have 3 conferences in a year, really no off season. I think it's just about taking advantage of this time. They just say take advantage of this time. You have this chance to get better and make sure whatever you do now is para huhulugan mo ng pondo para sa PBA career mo.
So yun, parang wow, you're harnessing both your career in management, business owner, those PBA pa, like. So yun, like, how do you see yourself then, like, after maybe when you're in Gilas, with your Gilas FIBA World Cup, thus when you wanna be a successful manager, have you like thought of it? How do you envision your life to be?
I think everyone, when anyone envisions their life in the future, is that you want to be able to provide your families, want to be a good role model to them, and become a guy who can make an impact in society. So I guess those are the 3 things that I'm looking towards. And that's what's driving me to help become better and work hard.
How many more weeks do we have? We have 2 more weeks until like the lockdown ends, supposedly, but then we don't know how long this will actually go on. Like, what do you have planned? But like anything relaxing or productive that you want to do?
Not really. I think my schedule will stay the same. My agenda will change very minimally in the coming days. So I am a guy who likes to be in a routine. So I think this will be my routine for the next 2 weeks.
I think that we can end this chat. Like, it's nice to get like a time out from time to time, also, right?
I know. Yeah.
just to talk about what you want to do and everything. So that's basically the point the one of the interview. So thank you so much for joining me, Shotty. We're not siblings, but then like you're like my younger brother for real. High
thank
five,
you.
e high
Thank you for
five.
having.
Yeah.
Thank you for having. Thank you for having me, Achi. It's an honor to be your first guest.
Yes. Okay, sige, thank you so much and good luck with everything and please keep safe and stay safe in this lockdown. Yeah.
Thank you, Achi. You too.
Thank you.